It began with a note of contention.
What is justice? What is beauty? How should we live together? What gives life meaning?
We had to decide what the humanities were all about.
What is the fundamental meaning of being human?
We are in a moment of terrible crisis. That crisis, in some ways it's a scientific one, but above all it's a human crisis in multiple dimensions. Political, ecological, economic, and in the democracy and higher education projects which ASSAf is so deeply involved with.
Tonight, we stand at the intersection of where research meets story and where complex questions of our world are made human through the narrative. These awards honour not only the books tonight, but also the bold ideas that challenge us to think more deeply. In a world that often feels divided, the humanities remind us that knowledge and empathy belong together.
The books we celebrate tonight demonstrate this very creative power. They do not merely observe human experience from a distance, but engage actively in the project of making meaning.
This year, ASSAf is proud to announce 2 joint winners for the Humanities Book Award, the Established Scholar category. Professor Siphokazi Magadla for her book, Guerrillas and Combative Mothers, Women in the Armed Struggle in South Africa, and Professor Hugo Canham for the book Riotous, Deathscapes.
We gather here tonight to celebrate excellence in scholarship that illuminates the human condition.
Guerrillas and Combative Mothers by Siphokazi Magadla. This book radically reconfigures our understanding of the armed struggle for the liberation of South Africa, both in exile and domestically, by placing women's voices, long silenced and sidelined, at the center of the narrative. Magadla reclaims the complex roles of women in the liberation movement, not only as guerrilla fighters, but as combative mothers, township activists, and strategists of resistance. We read in the book the struggles that women who went into the MK knew they were facing. They knew that patriarchy was existing, and they were determined to fight it. Riotous, Deathscapes, a book that defies genre. It resists easy categorization and instead offers us something far more urgent, a deeply poetic and unflinchingly honest reckoning with the conditions of Black life and death in South Africa. Riotous, Deathscapes is a landscape of memory, loss, mourning, and resistance. It is a lyrical invocation of the dead and a radical call to be accountable to the living. Canham takes us into the pulse of everyday life, marked by violence, grief, land, and queer world-making.
The challenges we face today cannot be addressed through scientific and technical knowledge alone. These challenges are fundamentally human problems that require understanding human values, understanding human behavior, understanding different cultures.
You listen to the way in which scholarship is put out by works of not just the imagination, but the way in which interviews, knowledge, lived experiences come through in these works is just an inspiration.
Now, in their own way, the authors we honor tonight reminds us that human creativity, empathy, and meaning-making remain essential components of any complete knowledge system. They do not merely observe human experience from a distance, but engage actively in the project of making meaning. They help us understand the complex legacies of our past, the nuanced realities of our present, and the possibilities of our future.